I'm here with Francis Egan, the Chief Executive of Cuadrilla, to understand more about the current state of play for shale gas exploration in the UK and specifically at what stage Cuadrilla's plans are. Francis, conservative estimates suggest there are 1,300 trillion cubic feet of gas contained within the shale rock in the north of England. Why is it so important that the UK taps into this resource?
Well, natural gas is hugely important for the UK. We use it for electricity generation, of course, as most people know. But actually 2/3 of the gas in the UK is for heating and cooking and industrial processes. Virtually every house in the UK uses natural gas. So it's going to be around for a long time to come. The unfortunate thing from the UK's point of view is that we're running out of natural gas in the North Sea. We're currently importing almost half our natural gas. In 20 years' time, estimates are that we'll be importing up to 80%, and increasingly from further and further afield. Currently, it's coming from Norway, but increasingly it'll be coming from the Middle East and possibly from Russia in pipelines. So it's very important that we explore our own natural resources for multiple reasons: security of supply, price, and of course the environment. It's much better to produce it here than to transport it halfway across the world.
Cuadrilla had both of its exploration planning applications refused back in June. You've recently submitted appeals to those decisions. What's happening with those?
Well, you're correct. They were turned down in June. We were naturally disappointed, particularly given that there had been a positive recommendation from the planning officers. We have appealed those decisions, and that's going through a planning appeal process, which is a central process here in the UK. And the process is going very well, and we now have confirmation that the appeal will be heard in February next, and we would expect a decision within a couple of months after that appeal has been heard. So we would expect that by the middle of next year we have a final decision. We are confident in our appeal case. We believe we have a very strong case. You can never tell until the appeal is heard, but we believe we have an excellent chance of winning those appeals.
There are daily headlines in the UK regarding fracking, some positive, some negative. Equally, polls continue to show that the general public are equally split on this issue. And there are still a lot of people out there who worry about the environmental impact. What do you have to say to them?
Well, we understand that there are people who are concerned about it. As you say, that is a minority. Most polls, in fact, show that the majority of people would like exploration to go ahead. But for those people who are concerned, we say that firstly, we know it can be done safely and in an environmentally responsible way. It is very highly regulated in the UK and in the European Union. And of course, we have to go through an exhaustive planning and permitting process to do this. And we have top-class professionals working on both the planning, but more importantly on the operations when we come and do it. So it will be done in the most comprehensive way possible.
Finally, what future does Cuadrilla have in the United Kingdom?
Well, I see a very bright future. As I said, the need for natural gas in the UK for decades to come is very well recognised. It's not possible to fulfil all our energy needs from renewables for a long time to come. So the question is, are we going to continue to import it, or are we going to develop our own? There is a strong political impetus to develop our own. It makes great sense economically, environmentally, and from a security supply point of view. And there's a lot of gas in the ground. We believe we can demonstrate that can be commercially extracted, and it will be a very important fuel source for the UK for potentially decades to come.